Hey everyone, how y'all doing? My name is Mateo and I am from Exit Muse. Today I'm going to talk to you about a really cool new plugin that I just started using. Well, I should say it's not a new plugin, it's new to me though. And it is cool for a couple reasons. One reason, it's free with Pro Tools, so that's awesome. And two, it destroys drums in a really awesome way. So, if you've ever programmed drums and they kind of sound a little boring, you could use this plugin and potentially make them sound awesome, which is what I did in this song that I'm currently working on. So, the plugin is called LoFi, and now there's two plugins in Pro Tools called LoFi, which is a little confusing for some. But one is made by Avid and one is made by Air, and it's labeled as so. So let's open up Pro Tools and take a look at this plugin. All right, so now that you have Pro Tools open, we are going to look for the Air Lo-Fi plugin. Now you'll see over here my drum track. I actually already have it here, but I'll show you where to find it. I have my plugins organized in two different ways, one by manufacturer and one by category. So if you have it organized by category, it's under harmonic and it's called Air Lo-Fi. All right, and this is the plugin right here. So before I get into the details of what this plugin does and how it does it and what I did, I'm actually going to play you the track that I'm currently working on. And I'm going to play you a before and after, just so you can hear the difference between the drums with the effect and without the effect. Haha, man, those are some mean sounding drums. Yep. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to solo the drums and A-B it quickly just so you get a better sense of what it sounds like if that wasn't obvious enough. So, without. And with it. That's a pretty exaggerated effect. I mean, those drums with the effect sound distorted, like crushed, and just a lot of stuff that just makes it really badass sounding. So let's get into this plugin. Let's see what kind of parameters you have here. What this plugin does is it allows you to reduce the bit depth, reduce the sample rate, and it has things like anti-aliasing, it has LFO built into it, envelope modulator, and also a distortion section. And best of all, it has a mix function, which is awesome. This mix knob allows you to blend the wet signal compared to the dry signal. So you could totally destroy this and then just draw back the mix signal to kind of blend in the really destroyed effect with the unprocessed drums. This is a really great and fully loaded plugin. So let's start off with the bit depth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring down the bit depth as I'm playing the drums just to hear how it's being affected. You can hear there that as I was bringing it down, it's almost like you're losing some of that high frequency. The drums are sounding a little more boxy too, which is cool. Now, my intention here is to mess up the drums. You know, you wouldn't necessarily do this on every drum that you are working on. You know, if you're doing something kind of folky and organic sounding, you probably don't want to do this unless you want that effect. So do this in moderation, use your ears and use your best judgment. Next, I'm going to move on to the sample rate. So let's bring this down and listen to the drums. You could hear it was doing something particular to the snare. You know, that snare sounded crunchier, which is really cool. So I'm going to leave it there about 23K. Now, this is my favorite knob right here. This clip knob is amazing. Now, if you've ever used a leveler plugin or leveler hardware unit, essentially what this does is it squashes the signal, and it does it in a really, really cool way. It's like a compressor on steroids. I'm going to dial this up as I'm playing the drums so we can hear what it sounds like. Yeah. So you can totally hear the difference there. Like that clip function obviously makes a huge dramatic difference. The bit depth and the sample rate are also quite significant. But I mean, that clip knob is amazing. It just crushes everything, and you just hear everything pop out more. You hear more of the ambience. It is awesome. So if you're using sampled bass drums like I am, you know, a lot of these samples are typically pretty dry. So using an effect like this really adds some life to them. Again, I'm going to play it without the effect and with the effect. So listen to it without the effect. There you go. There it was with the effect and without the effect. And it's quite a dramatic difference. So when you listen to it with the track again, here's without. Here it is with. And I love what this plugin is doing to my drums. So if you have Pro Tools, give this plugin a try. It is the Air LoFi, not the Avid LoFi. And play around with the different settings. You can even copy my settings if you'd like. It's a really great plugin, man. It sounds really awesome on drums. So give it a try. Let me know what you guys think of it. Let me know if you have any questions. And as always, check us out on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. It is Exit Muse everywhere. Like us and share our videos, and feel free to comment. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. See you next time.